USA government shutdown. So on October 1, 2025, the United States federal government officially shut down for the first time since 2018. 2018 coincidentally was Trump presidency. 2025 is also Trump presidency. Because this happened because Republicans and Democrats in US Senate, these are the two major political parties, the two political parties in USA. US Senate means upper house failed to agree on a bill to fund government operations. The shutdown affects federal employees, public services, economic activity, and the global financial system. Because USA is the world's largest economy, and this shutdown is going to impact US economy, and if US economy is impacted, it is going to impact other economies as well. Now, what is a US government shutdown? Every year by October 1, the US Congress must pass budget bills to fund government departments and programs. If the Congress fails to pass these bills or the President refuses to sign them, the government runs out of money and must stop non-essential activities. Batao, world's largest economy running out of money, the government is running out of money because of non-passage of a bill. Key points. Fiscal year starts October 1 every year in the United States. Like here in India, it starts on 1st April. Appropriation bills, these are bills passed by the Congress to provide money to government departments and agencies. Continuing resolution, a temporary measure to continue funding the government at existing levels. Omnibus bill, a single bill that includes funding for many programs and departments. Shutdown, a condition when the government can't spend money due to lack of legal authority. So these are the terms which you should know. Okay. Now, what caused this shutdown? Disagreement over budget priorities. Republicans supported Trump's big beautiful bill, passed 3 months earlier. What is this big beautiful bill? It includes tax cuts for the wealthy, increased defense spending, funding for mass deportation efforts, cuts to Medicaid, a health program for the poor. It was started by Barack Obama. Democrats, opposition, they demanded extension of expiring healthcare subsidies. They wanted to extend this. Restoration of Medicaid funding. Restriction on Trump's powers to block funding for welfare programs. Donald Trump should not be blocking funding for welfare program, ensuring the welfare of the people. Breakdown of talks. Republicans offered clean continuing resolution. Donald Trump belongs to this grouping. Funding without changes. Democrats refused, demanding healthcare protections. No compromise was reached by September 30, leading to the shutdown. What happens in a shutdown? Under the Anti-Deficiency Act, government departments must stop spending money they haven't received approval for. Who gets affected? The federal employees get affected. They are, the furloughed or non-essential, around 750,000 workers sent home without pay. Essential services, police, military, border patrol, etc. continue to work without pay during the shutdown. And back pay cost, estimated $400 million per day. It is basically the cost which has to be incurred once the services are restored. Public services, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, all these will be impacted. They continue automatically funded, but new enrollments are delayed. Airports and travel, possible delays if air traffic controllers or TSA workers refuse to work unpaid. If they go on strike, so this can be affected. Public attractions, museums, national parks and monuments are closed. Visa passport processing slows down or stops entirely because, public employees are there or federal employees are there. US economy, private sector, contractors, businesses that work with the government face losses because their payments will be delayed. GDP loss, a multi-week shutdown could cause billions in economic losses. In 2018-19, the shutdown caused a $11 billion hit, with $3 billion never recovered. Jobs report delay. No data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, making it hard for the Federal Reserve to assess the economy. Federal Reserve is their central bank, which has to release monetary policies. Global markets, investors become nervous, can affect the US dollar, stock markets, and interest rate worldwide. Why this shutdown is different? Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, which was created by the Donald Trump administration, Elon Musk was heading it. New agency created by Trump to reduce size of government. So if this is getting the government, the federal employees are getting affected due to the shutdown, so they are okay with it, the Trump administration, because they're already thinking to reduce the size of the government. Push for permanent layoffs instead of sending employees on temporary leave, that is furlough. The Office of Management and Budget encouraged reduction in force, permanent job cuts for the federal employees. Selective funding. Some departments like Defense and Homeland Security are already funded, so they keep operating even during the shutdown. Intentional strategy. Critics say that shutdown may be used as a strategy to downsize federal agencies. They want to reduce the sizes, right? Permanently under the guise of budget cuts. White House stand. What is the White House's stand on this? Unlike previous shutdowns, the Trump administration is embracing the shutdown. Why? Because they are already in favor of reducing or cutting down on the government employees. And they are using it as an opportunity to shrink the size of the federal government. President Trump stated on September 30, we'll be laying off a lot of people. Reports suggest that Office of Management and Budget has directed agencies to treat the shutdown as a chance to identify and permanently cut non-essential workers. In previous shutdowns, workers were rehired once funding was restored. This time, there is real possibility of permanent job loss. This is creating a lot of uncertainty and fear among the federal employees, because job cuts or job losses are going to happen. How long will the shutdown last? The duration is uncertain. They fund the government without securing the demands, and public opinion and pressure on both the parties will be there. So far, the Trump administration has refused to offer significant concessions, believing Democrats will be blamed for the impasse. On the other hand, Democrats argue that defending affordable healthcare is popular with voters and worth the fight. So they are fighting for it. But in this entire scenario, if there are layoffs from the federal government, as what Mr. Donald Trump is contemplating, there is going to be an increase in supply of labor in America. And then, we have had H-1B visa fees hike and all, which aims to promote employment for the Americans. So those Americans will be available for employment. Maybe this is another way of, increasing the supply of labor in the American markets. How can it end? Only Congress can end a shutdown by passing funding bills. And for passing funding bills, the Democrats and the Republicans will have to come on some common ground or some common page. President can only sign or veto, not unilaterally end it. Requires bipartisan agreement between House and Senate, then presidential approval. Bipartisan agreement means this agreement has to be passed in both the houses. And here is a list of past shutdowns: 1976, 77, 77 में तो बहुत सारे थे, 78, 79, 81, 82, likewise 2018, 2019, and shutdowns have happened under the presidency of Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, George W. Bush, Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and the maximum number of shutdowns have happened under Ronald Reagan presidency and Donald Trump presidency. This was the second economic shutdown in the USA.